welcome to Racing World. This week in our end-of-year special, the horse with the richest nose in racing. We look back at World Cup night in Meydan with all the action and the drama. And then the sequel in Singapore as two top horses go at it again. But there's only one place to start this week, and it is fabulous Meydan, the new home of the richest 2 minutes in sport with the Dubai World Cup last March. With 7.5 million square meters of state-of-the-art facilities and a grandstand that stretches the length of 22 jumbo jets, the Dubai Racing Club had to tax the imagination to find a way to open Meydan with appropriate fanfare. With 4 Group 1s, 2 Group 2s, and a Group 3 on a thoroughbred program totaling $26 million, this truly international meeting had attracted horses from every continent and the finest riders and trainers in the world. To mark the Meydan occasion, the stake for the Dubai World Cup on the new synthetic Tapeta surface was raised from an already record $6 million to $10 million. All things considered, the club was probably entitled to be a little disappointed with the quality of the field, but its internationality could not be downplayed. The favorite in international betting was Great Britain's Gitano Hernando, going for his 4th win in a row in 3 countries, just ahead of the 2 Breeders' Cup Classic minor place getters, Gio Ponti and Twice Over. Next came Japan's Red Desire and France's Vision d'Etat, while last year's World Cup runner-up, the Brazilian-bred French-trained Glorio di Campeo, was specced at 16-1.
Quickly, Twice Over settling just behind the pace and Vision d'Etat going through in the centre. Then Elibar's White Cap on the rail, followed by Japan's Red Desire. Mr. Brock travelling out deep as Twice Over drifts back. Gitano Hernando goes up on the rail. A length away, Gio Ponti on the inside of Furthest Land. A length and a half to Lizard's Desire. Richard's Kid is second last, and Crowded House whip the field in as they turn into the back. 1,500 metres left to go, and Gloria de Campeo led by a length and a quarter. Amour de Pobray is second, with Mr. Brock 3/4 of a length away, striding to third. Mastery fourth, 1 deep on the outside of Ali Bar. A length away is Red Desire on the inside of Twice Over. Gitano Hernando going up on the rail and 3/4 of a length away. Vision d'Etat's striped colours poking through in the centre. Lizard's Desire, yellow and blue on the fence on the inside of Gio Ponti. Furthest Land from America travelling 3 wide. 2 lengths to Richard's Kid and 3/4 of a length away is Crowded House as Gloria de Campeo takes them past the 800 metres mark. Out of the back of the Meydan track, and Gloria de Campeo a half length in front of Amour de Pobray, edging closer. Mr. Brock third, Alibar fourth on the inside. A half length away, Mastery, then Twice Over. Red Desire, followed by Gitano Hernando on the fence, needing luck. Vision d'Etat under pressure from Lizard's Desire. Furthest Land, further back was Crowded House and Richard's Kid as they're in the straight. 350 to run, and Gloria de Campeo in front. Mr. Brock lays down the gauntlet. Twice Over deeper out, then Ali Bar, followed by Gio Ponti and Red's Desire. Gloria de Campeo but led 100 metres to go. Ali Bar into the clear, flashing. Lizard's Desire flashing. Gloria de Campeo in front. Lizard's Desire lunging, and it's tight. Lizard's Desire lunged to Gloria de Campeo. It's a nose finish in the Dubai World Cup. Alibar's run third, and then Gitano Hernando, Mastery, Richard's Kid, Gio Ponti, Mr. Brock, followed by Amour de Pobray, Crowded House, Vision d'Etat, Twice Over, Furthest Land, and Red Desire. Wait for the judge.
French-trained, Brazilian-bred, and Swedish-owned, the widely travelled Glorio di Campeo on the inside lasted for a thrilling win by a nose. With $6 million for first and $2 million for second, it meant Gloria di Campeo's nose had made a $4 million difference. You had to feel for South African jockey Kevin Shea on Mike de Kock's runner-up Lizard's Desire. He thought he had won, and when third place getter Ahmed Akhtebi agreed, Shea began his premature celebration. Florio Di Campeo was having his third run in the Dubai World Cup, finishing 8th to Curlin in 2008 and a distant second to Well-Armed last year. Trainer Pascal Barry was unable to retain his normal French reserve.
To win a race like that with a horse like that is great because he's a so wonderful horse. He always try. Today he has done all the races. The other day he went in front and he tried. He has a work like that. I love this horse because maybe I think he beats some horses maybe better than him. But when he is in Dubai, he is so good, so nice, and he tries. He's fantastic.
Brazilian jockey Tiago Pereira took his record to 3 wins from 5 rides on the 7-year-old, including the Singapore International Cup last year. With owner Stefan Fribourg deciding to send his horse to Dubai early for the summer carnival, as Curlin did 2 years ago, it is likely several other international stables will send horses to Dubai earlier in 2011. After his 9th win from 24 starts, Florio Di Campeo would meet Lizard's Desire one more time in Singapore, and we'll check that out later in the show. In addition to the $10 million handed out for the World Cup, there were 2 $5 million races, both on the new outside turf track. The Shima Classic, over 2,400 meters, was the most open race, with Buena Vista from Japan, Spanish Moon from England, and Godolphin's Cavalrymen sharing favoritism at 6-1. Others under double-figure odds were 3-time ARC place-getter Yumzane and John Gosden's Breeders' Cup turf place-getter Dare Mi.
And goes looking for the lead as they charge towards the first bend. Golden Sword second, Cavalryman going up to third, and Dare Mi handy. Jukebox Jury on the rail, a length away Pompiano on the inside of Spanish Moon, and then a length to Ann Ma. 3/4 of a length to the grey mare Deem, followed by Quijano. 3/4 of a length to Buena Vista, then Pan River drifting back on the inside of Campanologist. 2 lengths to Yumzane, Traced Passion showing the way, leading by a length and a half over Golden Sword, who's closed the gap. Jukebox Jury now 4 lengths away, running third. Cavalryman fourth on the outside of Pompiano, then Dare Mi on the outside of Ann Ma. A length and a half to Spanish Moon, the pink cap around the yellow colours of Quijano, followed by Deem, Pan River, Yumzane, Buena Vista. Eastern Anthem is off now. Mura Lion second last, and Campanologist whipped them in as they come onto the turn. Precious Passion gone. Golden Sword went to the front. Pompiano into second spot is giving chase. Cavalryman on the outside, then Dare Mi, Spanish Moon, Deem, Yumzane, Eastern Anthem coming down the outside past the 300 where Cavalryman tackled by Spanish Moon. Dare Mi joins in, then Deem and Buena Vista. Dare Mi went up to Spanish Moon, 100 to go. Dare Moon, Spanish Moon, Dare Mi in front, forging clear, and Dare Mi wins. Dare Mi has won the Shima Classic from a photo involving Buena Vista and Spanish Moon. Then Dean, Cavalryman, Eastern Anthem, Pan River, followed by Yumzane and Campanologist, Pompiano, Quijano, Ann Ma,
Dare Mi came straight from an icy winter in England to the heat of Dubai and acclimatized perfectly. With 3 Group 1 wins, Dare Mi hit the high notes for high-profile owners Lord and Lady Lloyd Webber. But while the mare gave the perfect Group 1 start to the new partnership between trainer John Gosden and 21-year-old jockey William Buick, she would race only once more back in England before retirement.
Well, I think everybody in that press box has watched him grow up.
Dare Mi suffered hoof problems after finishing 4th in the Eclipse Stakes at Sandown. She won 6 races and $4.3 million from 17 starts. More from Dubai after the break, including an Irish-American victory dance to remember.
Rocket Man, 1 world third.
Welcome back to Dubai, and perhaps the highlight of the other Group 1s was the $2 million Golden Shaheen Sprint, where the performance of the Australian-bred Singapore galloper Rocket Man was keenly anticipated.
First of the Group 1s. They're racing in the Dubai Golden Shaheen and Ben Bourne and One World quickly.
Rocket Man started 7-4 favorite ahead of the Godolphin runner Gallego, with last start Santa Anita winner Kinsale King given a 7-1 chance to continue the U.S. dominance of the Golden Shaheen.
Second, One World on the fence behind the pace. Kinsale King going up deep, and then Ben Bourne, Force Freeze and Mathib out wide. A length and a half away, Eagle Falls on the inside of Gallego, and Wriggle Parade hard ridden 3 wide at the tail of the field. Laurel Guerrero the leader, halfway through the bend, past the 600 metres mark, led by a neck. Kinsale King is second, Muthib went to third. Rocket Man fourth, sweating on the heels of the leaders, then Force Freeze. Gallego and Wriggle Parade come to the outside. One World on the fence as Kinsale King hit the lead from Laurel Guerrero. Muthib, Rocket Man is now getting room. One World going for the same split. Kinsale King in front past the 200. Rocket Man and One World are giving chase. Kinsale King in front. Rocket Man's coming. The poster's looming up. Kinsale King in front. Straight round the bend. Doesn't matter. USA. Kinsale King beat Rocket Man. One World third. Eagle Falls dashed home to be on the heels of the place getters, followed by Laurel Guerrero. Then came Ben Bourne, Gallego, Muthib, followed by Force Freeze and Wriggle Parade. Last home in the Dubai Golden Shaheen.
Kinsale King became the 9th American sprinter to win the Golden Shaheen in the last 11 years, although it was his Irish trainer who stole the show with this incredible burst of energy. Carl O'Callaghan knew what the win would do to his profile, only recently opening a stable in Southern California, taking over Kinsale King from Ian Hardy, and now winning 4 in a row with him. And all, it seems, on a diet of special Irish medicine.
Very confident, you know, I know the horse inside out. I get on him every single day. I didn't train him like the last 3 or 4 days, just walked him into the race, kept him happy back at quarantine and eating grass and drinking Guinness, and he showed up today for me.
O'Callaghan sent Kinsale King to England later in the year, where he ran a slashing third to Star Spangled Banner in the Golden Jubilee Stakes. The sprinter weakened out of a place in the July Cup and finished the year with a disappointing 7th back in the U.S. in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. The 4th Group 1 and second $5 million race at Meydan was the famous Dubai Duty Free, this year over 1,800 meters on the new grass track.
Signal given behind. They're racing in the Dubai Duty Free and just enough human.
Luca Cumani's globe-trotting Presvis, runner-up last year, was the 15-8 favorite, with the Hong Kong star Good Baba and Godolphin's Alexandros next at 7-1.
The points went to second. The usual QT is third. Courageous Cat fourth on the rail and Confront wide, going a little closer. A length away, El Shamali on the inside of Alexandros, and Snappy is 3 deep around that pair. 3/4 of a length away, Mbongi, 3/4 to Bankable on the inside of La Halib. Then Good Baba, 3/4 to Presvis, followed by Just Enough Yuba. Ibn Battuta is second last, and Calvados Blues whip them in. 500 metres left to run. Take the points, went to the lead. The usual QT got to second. Courageous Cat third. El Shamali into the clear. Then Confront. Snaffy on the outside. Alexandros, La Halib, Mbongi and Bankable going up behind them. Presvis behind a wall of horses, but El Shamali has got to the front for the locals. Royston drove him clear. Bankable into second spot is flashing home. It's all too late. It's a local Dubai Duty Free. El Shamali has beaten Bankable. Mbongi third, then take the points. The usual QT, La Halib, followed by Good Baba, Calvados Blues, and Ibn Battuta. Then Presvis. Furtherback, Snaffy, Courageous Cat, Just Enough Humour, Confront, and Alexandros. Bar 1, Tam Lin, the early leader, has come in last of all.
Al Shamali gave Ali Rashid Al Rai his biggest win as a trainer for Sheikh Hamdan. A 40-1 outsider, he was given the run of the race by Royston French, while the fancied runners back in the field were hampered by the slow pace. Ironically, one of the worst affected was Presvis, trained by Luca Cumani, who gave French his start as an apprentice. The win also secured the UAE training premiership for Ali Rashid Al Rai, whose 32 winners was 2 more than Doug Watson. Al Shamali proved the win was no fluke when he finished third in the Singapore International Cup against the World Cup horses at his only other start for the year. And now let's wrap up the other support races on the Dubai World Cup program, starting with the $1 million Godolphin Mile, which was expected to be dominated by Sheikh Mohammed's men. It was, although not the way everyone expected. Saeed bin Surur and Frankie Dettori had the 13-8 favorite Desert Party, but the Sheikh had appointed a second trainer to the Godolphin stable. Mahmoud Al-Zaruni was saddling his first feature runner, Calming Influence, a 14-1 chance, being ridden by Ahmed Ajtebi.
Flash down the center of the track. Calming Influence led at the 50. Green Coast is trying. Calming Influence in front, and what about that? A trainer saddling his first winner wins on Dubai World Cup night. Calming Influence, and that man Ajtebi has beaten Green Coast. Sky Surfers third, then Glorious Noah Forgotten Voice, followed by Vesuve, Kalahari Gold, Jet Express, Lucky Fine, Cat Junior, Desert Party wasn't at the party tonight, then Consul General, Summit Surge, and Le Tricard was last of all.
Ahmed Ajtebi got his start riding camels and emerged dramatically as an international jockey with 2 winners on the World Cup stage this night last year. Now he is established as Godolphin's #2 rider and certainly knows how to put on a show just like Frankie Dettori. But the confirmation of his rise was overshadowed by the incredible start to Mahmoud's training career.
I'm very happy and happy for the team, and we've been working hard on these horses, and we've done it.
Were you expecting such a big run from Calming Influence?
Actually, I expect him to run very well, but I didn't thought he would win the race.
What does it mean to you?
Everything. Everything, yeah.
Calming Influence tailed off in his only other start for the year in the Queen Anne Stakes at Royal Ascot, but Mahmoud had other good results to set up 2011. And finally from Meydan, the Group 2 UAE Derby was another head-to-head battle between Godolphin's Saeed bin Surur and South African Mike de Kock.
On the fence. Mr. Crazy Boy is deep. Frozen Power in the middle of that group.
They were the only 2 trainers to have ever won the race, with 6 wins for Godolphin and 4 for de Kock. De Kock had the 11-8 favorite Musir, plus the filly Rayhana at 12-1. Bin Surur had Mendip at 9-4 second favorite and 20-1 chance Enac.
There to challenge in the Derby. Rayhana the filly on the outside, followed by Frozen Power. Mousser's gone up behind them. Simeon's gone looking for the lead and the rail as his stable companion Rayhana hit the front, but Mousser is starting to power now. Mousser on the fence, gathered in the filly. Mousser takes the lead from Rayhana. Mendip is third, and Mousser, ridden with the confidence of a great jockey, has won the Derby and won it well. Mousser has beaten Rayhana. Mendip third, then Enac, followed by Sayada. Frozen Power.
Racing the owner's colours, but with red as well.
Mike de Kock declared Musir the best of his 5 Derby winners. But for Christophe Soumillon, there would be drama amidst the celebrations, because an angry reception awaited him on his return to the jockey's room. American Willie Supple was furious over interference to his mount, the outsider Izage, and it took Kevin Shea to step between them.
Izage is the horse 2 and 1 off the fence. Black cap. Christophe Soumillon diving back towards the inside. Della Barber's the horse in the white cap. Christophe's edging back up the inside of Mendip's getting tight. You can see Izage.
Izage was beaten at the time, but Supple believed Soumillon should have had a duty of care.
It was the horse that was most clearly interfered with, and
Musir was sent to Australia in the care of South African trainer David Payne, but did not race for the rest of the year because of joint problems. Still to come, the World Cup revisited in Singapore.
Gloria to Campia, Consumers, its desire coming.
Welcome back, this time to Kranji in Singapore, where the jockeys were all smiles for the World Cup rematch in the 2,000-meter Group 1 Singapore International Cup, worth $2.1 million US.
Set for the cup. Gates open, they're off and running, and Jolly Shinju flew out of the inside. And
Although the Luca Cumani-trained Presvis started favorite at around 3-1, the clash between Gloria Di Campeo and Lizard's Desire was as interesting as the race itself. The World Cup at Meydan was on the artificial Tapeta surface, but the rematch was on turf, rain-affected though it was.
For an inside run, Eldorado is back second last and 2 lengths away to Dravetti. Heading out of the straight, 1,700 metres to go, and Jolly Shinju has it on her own. She's out 5 lengths on Gloria Di Campeo. 600 metres to go. Jolly Shinju tried to make all, and she's doing well. She's out 2 lengths on Gloria Di Campeo. 5 lengths away to Waikato, then La Halib Gold Chats. The next one is El Shamali. They're followed by Lizard's Desire coming to the outside. Presvis in a similar position to last year. He gives them 6 lengths turning for home. Jolly Shinju with a kick. Gloria Di Campeo moves up to Jolly's. Gloria Di Campeo goes to the lead by a length on Jolly Shinju. Now they're starting to close. Lizard's Desire is coming home well. Waikato, El Shamali is still there. Gloria Di Campeo can see Lizard's Desire coming. Lizard's Desire on the outside of Gloria Di Campeo. Gloria Di Campeo tries to kick the Lizard's Desire squares the leader and gets there by a neck on Gloria Di Campeo. Third El Shamali, then Waikato, Jolly Shinju. In behind those horses was Lahali Presvis.
Lizard's Desire avenged his World Cup loss to give trainer de Kock his first international win in Singapore at his 5th try. The result also complemented the new Dubai surface by providing the same quinella as in the World Cup, with Dubai duty-free winner Al Shamali running 3rd. South African-bred Lizard's Desire was a veteran international competitor, having run in 3 different countries at his last 3 starts. But after 2 thrilling finishes and a 1-1 result, neither Lizard's Desire nor Gloria Di Campeo would ever race again. The World Cup winner broke down while being prepared for an Australian trip, and his retirement was announced soon after.
One better here in our Singapore Airlines International Cup. Please pass on our best wishes to Sheikh Mohammed.
Lizard's Desire contracted the dreaded hoof disease laminitis and fought a long battle for survival, which continues to this day. And that's all for now. But join us again next week for more racing from around the globe in Racing World.